Hi, I'm Andreas, the community manager for Jagged Flashback. I'll be introducing the second dev diary, and to start off I thought it was a good idea to show off our offices, which are actually our temporary offices, as we'll be moving into new offices next week. So here we go.
How big it is, and then show the detail. You can choose the mask and the detail of the diffuse as much as you want.
So you got a quick view of our temporary offices. This is actually the game room. The second dev diary will be a sort of show and tell. So we'll be going around and talking to some of the team members and showing off some of the stuff that they've been working on. So I hope you enjoy it.
Hey, I'm Adrian. I'm a technical artist at Full Control, and I want to talk a bit about my work. So, you know, in games when you see the same prop reused over and over again, looking exactly the same, and that sucks. So what we're trying to do is to come up with a shader that's gonna avoid that. So if you see on my screen here, we have these 4 cars, and all of them are made with the same assets that the artist did. So they have the same geometry and the same textures. But using a special shader that we made here, we're able to color tint separate parts of the car individually, so that we create more variation using the same props. So just to show you an example, if I'm going to pick this red car and I'm going to my shader property, I can then color tint different parts of the car. So this will create more variation in our game without increasing the memory size or the disk size of the game, which is concerned. This shader is based on our Uber shader, which is a more complex shader that can do complex surface properties. So we can, for example, we have this generic color tint that allows us to alter the entire shader. Then we can also, we have support for specular map, for normal map, all the basic stuff. Then we can also change the specular color, for example, and let me just exaggerate that a bit. So we can have different specular color, we can change the intensity of the specular. We have a rim light that allows us to separate some props from the background. Then we have reflections, which are really important for metallic objects, and you can tint the reflection. The same technique is applied to these floor tiles, and they're basically the same texture used on all 3. And the same goes for this ammo crate. So the ammo crate pile on the left is the default, the original version that the artist did. And you can see on the texture some of the details become really apparent and they repeat themselves. Like these 2, I don't know how well you can see it in the video, but these 2 darker planks. Now using the shader that I showed you before, you can go and customize each crate and make it look different. So it's a small touch, but hopefully it's going to help. Another thing that I want to show you is this animated vertex shader that we can use for vegetation or for cloth. And again, I don't know how visible it is in the video, but the palm is actually moving, so it has a small wind idle animation. I can try to exaggerate it, but it's going to look really ridiculous. So you can see it's moving faster and faster. Again, it's a small thing, but having this shader applied to our vegetation is going to make the world look more alive. Another thing that I want to show you today is our advanced terrain shader that we just made recently. And what that basically allows us to do is to paint different surfaces on the terrain and those will be combined based on a height map, which is gonna make the terrain look more natural. So I just can quickly show it to you here if I'm gonna paint grass on top of these rocks. You can see that the grass at the beginning starts to fill the lower parts of the terrain, and as I keep painting, then at the end they're gonna cover the rocks as well. But what this allows us is for us to have a greater flexibility and a more natural look on the terrain. And the same works with, let's say, concrete and the rocks that we have. And just to show you how it looked before, when we were using the default Unity shader, it's something like this. So you can see the blending between the grass and the rocks and the asphalt, the concrete, is very soft, and it's not natural at all. So switching back to our solution, hopefully it's gonna make our game look a lot better. So that was it for me. Thanks for watching.
Hi, my name is Javier O'Neill, and I'm lead artist on Jagged Alliance Flashback. The reason I'm here today is to show you the workbench scene that we have created within Unity, where we keep all of the assets that we create in our game. When it comes to creating the 3D assets for any particular video game, one of the things you have to make sure is that all the 3D assets that are created for the game share a specific amount of quality and consistency throughout. So that's the reason we have the workbench scene within the editor. As you can see, we've been very busy so far, and we've been building a lot of the assets for Jagged Alliance Flashback. Although when you look at it as a whole, it may seem a lot. Anyone who knows game development knows that there will be countless amounts of 3D assets that need to be created to create a 3D game. So as far as you can see here, you can see some of the assets for some of the sectors we are currently working on. The first sector we've created has been a gas station located along the beaches of the island of San Hermanos. And the next sector we're going to be building that is going to be a prison level. When it comes to some of the assets, and a lot of the assets we make, for example, we make them in a modular system which is very similar to Legos, which means that with one set of modular 3D assets, we could actually take and build whole buildings and environments just using a few specific pieces. Thank you very much, and thank you for your support on Jagged Alliance Flashback.
Hi guys, I'm Roman. I'm the producer on Jagged Alliance Flashback, and I'm going to show you our first pre-alpha version that we're working right now with some of the features. What I'm going to show you is camera controls, merc movement, minimap, and tell a bit about the alpha and what's going to come in the near future. Let's first cover the basic camera controls. With the right mouse button, hold down, you can pan, you can use WASD as well, or just go to the edge of your screen with the mouse, as you would expect it from any other game in that perspective, really. Furthermore, we can rotate the camera pressing Q or E. Okay, so just about the movement and pathfinding. You can see here the path the mercenary will take if I want to move there. The pathfinding works so he'll decide automatically which way is the shortest way. So if I click anywhere, the mercenary will start walking towards us. This is of course just a patrolling or walking animation, and all the graphics here for the line and the animations themselves are still work in progress, so they don't expect them to look like this in the final game. Anyhow, I can move around. When my mercenary is there, I can also change the stance. So the crouch animations and the walk animations are in, and the prone animations and the run cycle are implemented as we speak. That's it for the movement. In regards to the alpha version, we're working hard to get an alpha version out to you in the near future. We will distribute it through Steam, so the alpha backers will receive a Steam key. So stay tuned for an update on that in the near future. Now I'm just going to show you the minimap. So this is the minimap at a different dev scene inside the editor. As you can see, when I move around the camera, the minimap indication trapezoid also change. Also when I rotate, I can click on the minimap to switch to different places. Of course the minimap will look differently and indicate where your mercenaries are, where enemies are in line of sight and so on. You can also press M to enlarge the map and get a better overview of the sector you're in. Yeah, that was it from my side for today. I hope you enjoyed what you see. See you next time. Thanks for watching.